I'm Sally Cole with Story Hour Academy, and this is our phonics lesson about the letter A. The letter A makes three vowel sounds. It makes a short A sound, ah, which looks like this in a dictionary. It makes a long A sound, a, which looks like this in a dictionary. And it makes a broad A sound, ah, which looks like this in a dictionary. Let's say those three sounds. Ah, a, ah. Get out a paper and pencil, and we are going to write the letter A and say the sound that it makes. Let's start with the lowercase letter A. A lowercase letter A starts like a C and then has a line on the right side. And it makes three sounds. Ah, a, ah. Let's do that 4 more times. A says ah, a, ah. 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 Letter A also can be a capital letter. Here is a capital letter A. It makes the same sounds, ah, a, ah. Let's write that 4 more times. Capital A says ah, a, ah. Capital A says ah, a, ah. Capital A makes 3 sounds, ah, a, ah. And one more capital A, it makes 3 sounds, ah, a, ah. Good job. Now I hope you remember working with multi-letter vowel phonograms that make a long A and a broad A sound. This is because we have already covered multi-letter phonograms for the long A and the broad A. Let's review those. I want you to make 3 columns on your paper. In the left column, we're going to put phonograms that make the short A sound ah. In the middle column, we're going to put phonograms that make the long A sound a. And in the right column, we're going to put phonograms that make the broad A sound ah. Let's get some more space here. Okay. So thinking back on the multi-letter vowel phonograms that we've learned, we have a lot to put in the long A column. We have an AI that makes a long A sound. This is 2-letter long A that may not be used at the end of English words because English words don't end in I. We have AY, makes a long A sound, and this is 2-letter long A that may be used at the end of English words. And then we have EIGH, and this is 4-letter long A. And then we know 2 for broad A, 2 multi-letter vowel phonograms for broad A. We know AU, it says ah. This is 2-letter broad A that may not be used at the end of English words because English words don't end in U. And then we have AW, which says ah. And this is 2-letter broad A that may be used at the end of English words. And now we have the letter A as a phonogram for all 3 of these sounds. So letter A can be a phonogram for the short A sound ah. phonogram for the long A sound A, and it's a phonogram for the broad A sound ah. Now that you know the letter A is a phonogram that makes 3 sounds, ah, or a, or ah, the next thing you need to know is when does it make each of these sounds. So I put together a little question and answer to help you with this. So the first question is, when does letter A make a short A sound, ah? And here's the answer. Letter A makes a short A sound, ah, in closed syllables. I'm going to underline that for you. In closed syllables. Now you have to ask, what's a closed syllable? A closed syllable is a syllable that ends with a consonant. The best way to show you what this means is through example. So get out your pencil and we are going to write some one-syllable words that end with a consonant. Let's start with 2-letter words. An. This is a one-syllable word. It's a closed syllable because N is a consonant. So A makes its short sound and N says N. A, N, an. Next one, M. Short A, M that says M. This is a one-syllable word. It's a closed syllable because it ends with a consonant, M. A, M, am. Next word, as. A that says A. S that makes its second sound, Z. This is a one-syllable word, and it's a closed syllable word because it ends with a consonant letter S. As, as. Next word, at. A that says A, T that says T. Again, closed syllable because the T is a consonant. At, at. And ax. A that says A, X that says X. Ax. Again, closed syllable because X is a consonant. Now let's look at some 3-letter words. First word, bad. We have a B that says B, a A that says A, and a D that says D. And the reason you know that A says A is because it's in a closed syllable, where this is the syllable, bad. It's a one-syllable word, and it ends with a consonant, so it's closed. B, A, D. Mad. We have an M that says an A that says A. The syllable ends with a consonant, D that says D, which means the A makes a short sound, A. A, D. Mad. Next word, ham. We have an H that says H, an A that says A, and an M that says And since this is a consonant, it means the A says A. Next word, jam. We have a J that says J, an A that says A, and an M that says Again, the M is a consonant, so it means the A makes a short sound, A. Next word, map. We have an M that says an A that says A, and a P that says P. A, P. The P is a consonant, so the A makes a short sound, A. Map. Next word, nap. We have an N that says an A that says A, and a P that says P. A, P. Nap. Next word, hat. We have an H that says h, an A that says a, and a T that says t. H, a, t. Next word, fan. We have an F that says f, an A that says a, and an N that says n, f, a, n, fan. Next word, man. We have an M that says an A that says a, and an N that says a, man. Now you can see this has opened up a whole lot of words for you to read and spell. Now you know when A makes a short A sound. But there's another important question to answer. Here's the question. When does the letter A make a long A sound? A. And here's the answer. Letter A makes a long A sound before silent final E and in most open syllables. Okay, let's underline the important parts here. Before silent final E and in most open syllables. This will make the most sense by looking at examples. So get out a paper and pencil. In our letter E lesson, we're going to learn about all the roles of silent final E, and there are many. But one of those roles, and a very important one, is that a silent final E can make the preceding vowel in a word make a long vowel sound. So, let's look at the word 8. 8 is spelled A-T-E. And it's pronounced with just two sounds, a long A sound, A, and a T sound, T, which means that the E doesn't make any sound at all. It's silent. It's a silent final E. And the reason it's there is so that when you're reading this word, you don't say at. You don't make the short A sound. Instead, you make the long A sound. 8. So the E makes the preceding vowel make a long sound. This happens in a lot of words. So let's write out some of those words. Late. Here we have an L that says L, an A that says A T that says T, and a silent final E to ensure that we know that the A makes its long sound. L, A, T, silent final E. Next word, fame. We have an F that says F, an A that says A, an M that says and a silent final E. F, A, silent final E. Fame. Next word, tame. We have a T that says T, an A that says A, an M that says and a silent final E that makes the A make a long sound. T, A, silent final E. Tame. Next word, bake. We have a B that says B, an A that says A K that says K, and a silent final E. That's telling us this A makes a long sound. B, A, K, bake. Next word, quake. We have a QU that says Qu. We have an A that says A K that says K, and a silent final E. Qu, A, K. Next word, ape. We have an A that says A P that says P, and a silent final E. A, P. Next word, whale. We have a WH that says W, an A that says A, an L that says L, and a silent final E. W-A-L. Next word, wave. We have a W that says W, an A that says A V that says V, and a silent final E. W-A-V. Next word, fade. We have an F that says F, an A that says A D that says D, and a silent final E. F-A-D. Fade. So these are 10 examples of where letter A makes a long A sound because it's coming before silent final E. But now we have this second reason that letter A can make a long A sound. And that's when it's in an open syllable. So now you have to ask, what's an open syllable? Well, an open syllable is a syllable that ends with a vowel. So it's sort of the opposite of a closed syllable. A closed syllable ends with a consonant, an open syllable ends with a vowel. So, the letter A, all by itself as a word, makes its long A sound A because it's a syllable that begins and ends with a vowel, A. That's why when you see this word all by itself, it says it's long sound. But this also applies to other words, like baker. Here we've got the first syllable of a two-syllable word, B-A. I'm going to put a dash to show you that there's a syllable break, K-E-R. Since this syllable ends with an A, it's an open syllable. It ends with a vowel, so it's an open syllable. And that means that this vowel letter is going to make a long sound. In this case, a long A sound, because it's an A. B-A, bay, k-er, ker, baker. Let's look at another word. Later. See you later. That's spelled L that says ol, A that makes its long sound, A, in an open syllable. Lay is the first syllable. Second syllable is ter, T that says t, and an ER that says Later. Next word, maker. We have an M that says and an A that makes its long sound because it's an open syllable that ends with a vowel. May, K-E-R says ker. The K says k, and the ER says Maker. And paper. Here we have a P that says P. Long A sound A. P-A, pay. It's open syllable, so the vowel is going to be long. And second syllable is per. P that says P. ER that says So there you have it. Letter A makes a long A sound before silent final E, like in ate, late, fame, tame, bake, quake, ape, whale, wave, fade. And letter A makes a long A sound in most open syllables, like the word A, and in the words baker, later, maker, and paper. And that leads us to our third question, which is, when does letter A make a broad A sound, ah? And here is the answer to that question. Letter A may make the broad A sound, ah, before two consonants beginning with the letter L or at the end of an open syllable. Okay, let's underline the important parts there. Let's underline before two consonants beginning with the letter L, or at the end of an open syllable. So once again, this is much easier to see and understand through example. What's it mean for the broad A sound to come before two consonants beginning with the letter L? Well, let's look at a few words. First word, all. Write this down. A that says ah, LL that says ol. Ah, ol, all. There's two consonants, LL, and the A that comes before them is a broad A because it fits this general rule that the letter A can make a broad A sound before two consonants beginning with the letter L. And so these two consonants definitely begin with the letter L. They're both L's, in fact. But they don't have to both be L's. You could have a word like salt. So let's write that down. We have an S that says S, an A that makes its broad A sound, ah, an L that says ol, and a T that says t. So here are two consonants, the L that says ol and the T that says t. These two consonants begin with the L, and that means that the A can make a broad A sound. Ah, s, ah, ol, t, salt. All right, let's look at some more examples fairly quickly here. Ball. We have a B that says b, an A that makes a broad A sound, ah, and a L, L. Two consonants, with the first one being an L. B, ah, ol. Ball. Next word, fall. F that says f, A that says ah, LL that says ol. F, ah, ol. Next word, halt. H that says h, A that says ah, L that says ol, and T that says t. H, ah, ol, t, halt. Next word, talk. We have a T that says t, an A that says ah, an L that says ol, and a K that says k. T, ah, ol, k, talk. Next word, walk. W that says w, A that says ah, L that says ol, K that says k. Walk. Next word is balm. B that says b, A that says ah, L that says ol, M that says mm. Next word, palm. P that says p, A that says ah, L that says ol, M that says mm. Next word, calm. C that says k, A that says ah, L that says ol, M that says mm. Now you'll notice these are all two consonants beginning with L. You've got some definite patterns in the pairs here. You've got the double L, the LT, the LK, and the LM. So that's a really good clue that the A is going to make a broad A sound. But we have another clue here. Letter A can make a broad A sound at the end of an open syllable. That sounds an awful lot like long A. Let's see some examples. Letter A makes a broad A sound ah in la. as in the note, la. And then the word ma, with an M that says and an A that says ah, and then pa, with a P that says p, and an A that says ah. Ma is another word for mom, and pa is another word for dad. And then we also have mama and papa, and those are all broad A sounds too. Ma, ma, M that says A that makes a broad sound ah, M that says A that makes a broad sound ah, mama. And papa, P that says p, A that makes a broad sound ah, P that says p, A that makes a broad sound ah. And lava. Here we have an L that says O, an A that makes a broad A sound ah, a V that says V, and an A that makes a schwa sound which sounds pretty close to the broad sound ah. We'll get more into schwa later. So this is not lay, may, pay, may, pay, and lay the, right? Those words don't sound right at all. It's la, ma, pa, mama, papa, lava. And so if you get in a situation where you're working with an open syllable that ends with a letter A, you could try the long sound first. Like you could try lay, and if that doesn't sound right, you try it with the broad A sound, ah, la. And choose the one that sounds the best. Now, your assignment is going to be to read as many words containing the letter A as you possibly can. But before you tackle that assignment, I want to review some multi-letter vowel phonograms, because there are multi-letter phonograms with the letter A in them that we have covered. And I want you to remember those and use those. And when you see a multi-letter phonogram with A in it, use the sound of the phonogram, not the sound of A all by itself. So we know AI makes a long A sound. Here's what it looks like in a dictionary. Long A, as in rain. AI. And why don't you write these down as your sort of cheat sheet to reading? AY makes a long A sound. It looks like this in a dictionary, as in ray, a ray of light. AY that says A, ray. What else do we know? We know that OA is a multi-letter vowel phonogram that makes a long O sound. O looks like that in a dictionary, as in boat. B that says B, OA that says O, T that says T. So this one, one way you could read it incorrectly is you could say, oh, this must be two syllables. A BO, where the O makes a long sound, bow, and a AT, closed syllable, where the A makes a short sound, bow at. Bow at. But that would be silly, because OA is a vowel team. These guys work together to make just one sound. B-O-T, boat. Okay? Now, AU. AU is a multi-letter vowel phonogram that says a broad A sound, ah, as in the bird that looks like a penguin, the ok. Ok, ok. And we know a W makes a broad A sound. Looks like this in a dictionary. As in paw. Paw. We know AR. Which looks like this in a dictionary. As in car. See, that says K. AR, that says R. And one more that we know. We know EAR, which makes 3 sounds. They look like this in a dictionary. You can have ear, like in here. You can have air, like in bear. And you can have like in earn. So ear is in here, HEAR. Air is in bear, BEAR. And as in earn, EARN. So these are all cases where the A is going to work as a team with some other letters. There are more cases like that we have not learned yet. So this would be in multi-letter phonograms with the letter A that we have not covered. I'm going to write those down now. We have not covered EA, which makes 3 sounds. A long E sound E, a short E sound and a long A sound A. We have not learned EAU. Which makes 3 sounds. It can make a long U sound, which is actually 2 sounds. The consonant Y sound Y, and a long double O sound U. So EAU can say U. It can make a long O sound O, and it can make a short O sound Ah. Let's get some more space here. We have not covered AIGH. Write that down. AIGH, which makes just 1 sound, long A sound, like in the word straight. And we have not learned AUGH. That one makes 2 sounds, a short O sound, ah, or af, like in laugh. And so we will cover these in future lessons. And just for now, if you see EA, know that it could be a team that's making one of 3 sounds. If you see EAU, know that it could be a team making any one of these 3 sounds. If you see AIGH, you know that it's making a long A. And if you see AUGH, just know that it's making one of these 2 sounds. We'll learn it later, but for now, your assignment is definitely to read as many words containing the letter A as you can. And also, I want you to have someone read you a short story called Raggylug, the Story of a Cottontail Rabbit. and that is from the book Wild Animals I Have Known by Ernest Seton Thompson. Enjoy the book, enjoy reading letter A words, and see you again soon here at Story Hour Academy. Our next lesson will be about the letter E.